Hello everyone, this is Selkek, also known as Paulalia, and I am playing Kerbal Space Program. If you've never heard of this game, it's an indie game currently in development. It's version 0.16, and it's about these cute little creatures here. They're the Kerbals, and they have a space program, and we're in charge. So this is the main layout. We've got the vehicle assembly building, which is where we develop our rockets, and we can launch them over here on the launch pad. We've got a space plane hangar where we can build plane-style aircraft and space vehicles, and there's a runway here where we can launch them. And we've got a tracking station, which if we click on it, shows us the planet. Now, on here on the map, right about here. Oh, went inside the planet. Right about here is where the actual space center is on the planet. This is a very Africa-looking continent. And if we zoom out from the planet, we can see that here's the Mun. It's a moon, and it's 11 million meters away from the planet. And Minmus is 46 million meters away from the planet. And if we zoom all the way out, you can see that it's orbiting a star there. The planet Kerbal. And then the sun is 13 billion meters away. So this game, you can actually go out there if you wanted to. You can orbit the sun. You can leave your planet behind. And as you can see, I have no flights in progress in the bar. So I've been playing this game for a while. I know a lot of the basics, but I thought that since they just did this new update and there's a bunch of new features that you guys might like to see me build up my space program. And so I'm going to be building all new rockets from scratch. And so the first thing we want to do before we get to space and before we explore the moons and do all that sort of stuff is I think the first thing we want to do is have some sort of system to be able to collect the Kerbals after we've launched them to space. And so in order to do that, I'm going to actually head into the space plane hangar, and I'm not going to build a plane per se, but I'm going to build, it's going to be more like a hybrid ground vehicle bouncing plane type thing. Something that we can drive out and go get them should they land not quite close enough for them just to hop out and walk. So we're going to, these are the command modules, the cockpits where the actual Kerbals will sit. And I think we're going to choose the Mark III cockpit. It's big, it looks like a space shuttle. Just for reference, that is the size of one of the medium, well, I guess it's one of the large rocket engines. And this is the size of the medium rocket engine. So, it's a sizable cockpit. I think it said it held three Kerbals. Alright, and so we wanna fill this thing with fuel. So we wanna find the Mark III fuselage, which is down here. It's got an F for fuel. So Mark III fuselage, and we wanna move this forward. And so here are all of these are all new in the new patch. We've got Kerbal scientists and Kerbal engineers and some Kerbal road workers lining us saying this is how you get out. It adds. It's very cute set decoration watching them waddle around like that. Okay, so we'll strap, I think we'll go 4. We'll go 4. Look at that beast. That's a lot of fuel right there. Now, I said I didn't really want it to fly, so we're not going to be putting, where's my nose cone? Come on. Great, come on. There we go. I need to move back a bit. And nose cone like that. Yeah, it's not the prettiest looking thing, but you know what? That's okay. Okay, so we'll line it up. And if you want a tutorial, there's plenty of tutorials on YouTube of how to build. I'm not going to go through the process and being like, now you click and drag parts and you push the button to make it symmetrical and all of that stuff. I'm not gonna do that. If you guys are interested in this game, there's a free demo you can get. There's plenty of other people making videos. And so, okay, what I'm doing here is I'm giving it some width so that instead of just putting the wheels here on the bottom and making it so that it would possibly flip over, I'm spreading it out a bit so that it won't roll over. And it's a good chance to add some extra fuel tanks onto it. There we go. Okay, and I'm gonna grab fuel lines and I'm gonna pipe the fuel into the main body so that these external fuel tanks are contributing to the main fuel. And I'm also gonna give them all just oops, where did those go? Where did those go? I'm gonna give them all the air intakes just for looks. Oh, sorry, clicked out of the screen. I'm not playing in full screen. Come on. Flip it around. Wrong part. Flip it around. And flip it around. Alright, so that's not bad looking. That's not bad looking at all. And here on the back, let's just give it a single basic jet. Nothing too fancy. Okay, and now we want lander legs. Or gear bay, I guess. Not the lander legs. Okay, so we'll be adding... Oops. Alright. So, I'm gonna talk a little bit while I finish up this vehicle. I'm gonna talk a little bit about what this project is actually going to be. This Let's Play series is going to actually cover. And basically, I'm not going to be showing you every the design process like this. I'm basically just going to be... How do I rotate? I'm basically gonna do a lot of the design work off screen, kind of show you guys the tweaks I make as we do testing, and mainly what this Let's Play is going to focus on is the actual setting up of the space program itself, which means the that long enough to reach the ground, you think? We can test it on the runway. And what I mean by the focusing on the space program is crew transport. We're going to be establishing space stations in orbit. We're going to be establishing moon colonies. All of that sort of thing is what I mean by the space program itself. So we got this. It's a very, very basic design. It's got a lot of fuel and just a single jet engine, and it should be relatively stable. I think we are ready to launch. Now, I know that it seats 3, I think. Hopefully it seats 3. Yes, it seats 3. We've got Bobstead, Schonbull, and Ronner Kerman here. And what I'm going to actually do, is extend the mobility enhancer, which is just a simple little ladder thing. Well, it's a neat little animation. Is that? And we're gonna have, I think we want Bobstead to be our pilot. So let's have Ronner jump out. So he'll climb on down. He'll let go. And so we can just walk up and grab that, right? Yes, we can. Okay. So he's out now, and we're gonna run him off here to the side of the runway. And we'll clean him up later. There we can see the rest of the Space Center, just to give you an idea of how massive this place is. We'll let him drop off. Oh, he fell over. Oh, isn't he so cute? Okay. And we will flip back to the ship, and so everyone's And we'll get Seanbull out as well. Come on, climb on down, Seanbull. And let go. And we'll sprint you over and you can join your friend, who is not even tall enough to see over the edge of the runway. There he is. So we'll plunk you down next to your buddy. Plunk. And you guys go. And so this way we're not killing 3 Kerbals every time, and we'll flip back over the ship. And so now it's just Bobstead, and there's 2 empty seats. So if we ever need to pick people up, we can. Crew 1 of 3. So let's just test driving this vehicle. So we'll turn the jet on, 1/3 power. Okay, 1/3 power doesn't seem to move us. We'll do full power. There we go. Okay, we'll do 2/3 power. Let's just try driving over to the main launch pad. Alright. That seemed pretty stable. Does not turn very well. So in future designs we may have to make this with greater ability. Cut power, because we're rapidly approaching our destination. And we'll apply some braking. Not too much, just tap it a bit, and now we'll slam on the brakes and see what happens. Pretty stable. Alright. Let's turn up and go pick up our 2 buddies. And we'll call this a successful test. Oh no. Oh no. That was a disaster. That was a big disaster. We don't want that. We didn't retract the ladder. So our engine has actually fallen off, which means we can no longer go. So we will just end that flight, and we'll go to the track center. They're still listed. Yep, they're still listed. So let's bring them back in as well. So there's something we've learned. Okay, we'll end the Kerbal flight. Yeah. Tracking center. Okay, let's grab Ronner. Okay, so that was exciting. We crashed. Had our first crash right off the bat. But I think that is a good enough vehicle to pick up astronauts. So let's design our first rocket. So this is a 1 Kerbal command pod, and we will put a simple parachute on it so that it will fall back to Earth safely. And we will put oops, that's the giant decoupler. A normal decoupler on it, so that this part will float back down when we want it to. And let's see. How do we want to launch this thing up? I think we should just strap a whole bunch of fuel to it and just put a big rocket on it. Just a nice big rocket. So we'll strap 2 massive fuel tanks, a massive rocket on it, and we're just gonna, this is just an altitude test, parachute test, what have you. We'll put on the assisted launch clamps. Let's lower this, it doesn't need to be that high up in the air. Okay. And so we will name this Alt Test Mark 1. So this is just a test to get 1 Kerbal way high up in the air. And we will clear the crew transport debris that scattered the launch pad from our earlier accident. Okay, so here we are. A relatively little rocket, as you can see. We will throttle all the way up. Turn SAS guidance on. Seanbull Kerbman again. There, hello, buddy. 3, 2, 1, go! You can hear the rocket. I've got the sounds turned way down because normally they're really freaking loud rockets. Okay, we're trying to keep him straight. serious speed going. 500 meters. 4,500 meters. 5,500 meters. 6,500 meters. Look at him go. Look at him go. And we've already burnt through half of our fuel. We've gone pretty much straight up. I'm going to tilt this a little bit that way so that we come down over land, hopefully. When we fall back. 17 kilometers. We're almost going a kilometer an hour. Or a kilometer a second, a kilometer an hour. There, we just passed a kilometer a second. 30 kilometers. Holy crap, he might actually go to space, technically. Okay, that's it. Out of rocket fuel. So we will just detach from that tank, and let's bring up the map view and see just how high we're going to be going. Look at that burn. 420 kilometers off the surface. We're going to go straight up and then come plummeting straight back down in the middle of the ocean. So we're going to do some time warping just so that it goes by a little bit quicker, and we will go back to the interesting view. So as you can see, there's where we've gone basically straight up. There's the Kerbal Space Center right down there, somewhere on the coast by that lake. Should be right around there in the middle. There's the Mun. Minmus is not exactly visible from Kerman. It's so tiny and so far away. There's our debris right there. Alright, so we're slowing down. I guess now that we're in space, we could do spacewalk. I gotta slow down to normal warp speed. Ba-doop. Look at that. That's what he's riding in. We're gonna let go. Turn on our little jetpack. Oh my God! The first Kerbal floating in space. We don't want to get too far away from it because it is, after all, our ticket to survival. Kerbal will not survive re-entry on his own. So we will board. And we will resume fast warp. We're going to go up to 50. Oh, look at that. Doop. Now, judging by the angle that we're coming in, it looks like we are coming in over land. It actually took us so long to go up and then back down that the planet has rotated under us. And so there's that debris on the launch pad, and we're actually going to be coming down a significant distance away. So let's warp time back down the atmosphere. Okay, we've hit the atmosphere. I have triggered the parachute command, and I am unlocking the pod so it may freely rotate. Kind of want to point in the right direction. Oh my God, look how far away we are from Kerbal Space Center. It's all the way over there, 92 kilometers. Okay, the parachute's deployed. We're experiencing atmospheric drag and drag from the parachute as well. Pulling some G's. Sean Kerman's freaking out. I assume that's Sean. I have no idea. It's not a name I'm familiar with. Slowing down. Slowing down. The rest of our rocket should have impacted and obliterated itself. Probably killing, you know, innocent Kerbal families in the area. But we just went straight up, came straight back down. Look at these giant mountains. We're gonna have to drive all the way out here and pick up this poor Kerbal. But I won't make you sit through that. Parachute has deployed, slowed us way down to 6 meters a second. As we descend, Kerbal Kerman is happy. Well, we've got time. Oh shit. I think we just killed Shomble. Oh shit, I shouldn't have not have clicked that. Boom! We killed Shamble. We killed him. He obliterated into a poof of smoke. And he died instantly on impact. And we cannot control the vehicle without at least one crew member on board. So there's no point in watching it fall. We're not going to come back and pick up the capsule, obviously. We'd only come back and pick up the Kerbal. And I killed him. Because I wanted him to hang on the outside for the ride down, and he could not hold onto the ladder. So that's that. That's the plan with Kerbal Space Program. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me feedback in the comments, or like or dislike the video if you don't want to leave a comment or whatever. And I'll see you guys next time.